I've been wanting to do stand-up, and I feel like maybe I should incorporate that story into my stand-up.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous to do stand-up in Providence, so I feel like I'll get heckled for being...
You just got to find the right
For
place to do it.
being what?
I feel like I'm like easily bullyable, you know? I think like I'm like, feel like I got a kind face, you know?
You got what face?
A kind face.
I think you got a kind face.
I mean,
I could do this the whole set, but I don't
This
think I
plays for
could.
audio.
Yeah.
I think.
Great to be back though with the threesome.
It's not
been
been
since
it's not been
Moonlight.
since the first one.
Yeah.
Since Moonlight, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't seen you guys in the same place since then for sure.
And now we're definitely doing on a similar level of Moonlight.
Constantine. One word movies only.
Constantine.
For this
I do. This is I think we'll get into it. I mean, it's better than Daybreakers.
Is that with?
I mean, I would argue that it's on par with Daybreakers.
It's probably
I
around
think
Daybreakers.
Is that the one with Gary Oldman?
No, Daybreakers is with Ethan Hawke and Willem Dafoe.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And
Sam Neill.
And Sam Neill,
Which
which
we
was
did for Sam Neill Wayne.
Oh.
Yeah.
So now, okay, I'll let you drive, Bentley. Sorry.
Well, it's a good transition. As you know, I don't know how to start the podcast, so it'll either be something along the lines of that or something along the lines of Welcome to Late to the Movies. My name's Ben Holden. This is a podcast where my friends and I get to fill in our movie blind spots. Each week we'll pick a film that either I or a guest hadn't seen before and really should have by now. This week, continuing, like I said before, a good transition. We've done these months sometimes that are focusing on just a director or just an actor, like Sam Neill Wayne. In that tradition, it is, of course, Big Tilda Swinter, a month of Tilda Swinton movies. We have facetiously referred to most of the person-themed months as Big Nickname Month.
Gotcha.
But this just being so phonetically close to Swindon and Winter, it is Big Tilda Swinter. And it's my favorite one we've ever done, probably.
Wow.
Just from a naming convention.
It's pretty good. It is definitely good.
Yeah. The movies aren't like, most of them aren't super fun hangs, but we'll get into that. The other name we could have done for this is we need to talk about Tilda. Already recorded that we need to talk about Kevin episode.
Which I have seen.
I've seen that as well.
One is a tough hang.
Yes.
For sure.
Great movie.
Yeah, great movie. The other movies this month, not as much of a
underrated
hang,
director.
Yeah. Yes.
That was that's a one and done for me when it comes to watching.
Yeah.
I don't think I could
similarly.
do a rewatch.
Really?
Yeah. But I don't know.
I watched it when we were waiting for our son to be born.
Oh my goodness.
It was part of our inadvertent, all weird pregnancy parenthood movies.
Oh, I thought you meant like in the hospital.
No,
Waiting for him to be born.
like the lead up, like the month,
Gotcha.
like the whole pregnancy lead up.
That makes more. I was also picturing just you in the waiting room on your phone watching.
Just like she's like, I could really use a hand. You're like, hold on, he's still crying.
We also watched, just not unrelated. We watched the. Oh God! Why did I just blank on the Dead Ringers TV show with Rachel Weisz?
Okay.
Also, was a
Nice.
twin in that.
That's fantastic. We should say the movie we're doing this week is Constantine, continuing Big Tilda Swinter, and Patrick and Brady are back.
Hey, everybody!
Brady Moore, asshole.
There it is.
I was playing on that since last night. By the
That's
way,
perfect.
Nice.
That's perfect. Hopefully, it works more like it does for John and not so much for Shia LaBeouf's character.
Yeah.
Chaz.
What a name. Love
Chaz.
that. That was great.
Chaz with an S too.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, so far this month we've done an Ezra Miller and now a Shia LaBeouf movie. That wasn't on purpose.
Ezra Miller.
I mean, this whole month is like cancel month because Constantine is a Neil Gaiman adjacent character as well in the comic books.
Oh boy.
Oh, sure.
Did you guys read the article by any chance?
I did
the
not.
was it New York Mag or New Yorker?
New Yorker.
Okay. Yeah, well, that just came out this week. So
Or New York Mag. I don't know.
yeah, on the along the lines of have you watched anything good recently? Here's a book I read over the summer. My sister is a middle school English teacher and has loved Neil Gaiman's work for a long time. And I finally read American Gods, and she was stoked and was like, "Oh, I have all these other recommendations. Here's where you should go next." And I think within a few days of that happening, the first round of news about Neil Gaiman broke. She was just kind of like, "Never mind, can like relinquish those holds on Libby." And and then as we're recording this, it's just a few days after that New Yorker article.
Yeah. I think it might have been New York
stuff.
Magazine. I think I might have misled
Gotcha.
you.
That's okay.
It's pretty crazy. It's like to the
sounds
point
like
The
where
headline is like what, like There is no safe word.
Yeah.
I saw the headline and I was like, too scary.
I always liked Sandman, the comics. Nerd Writer, YouTube extraordinaire. He's kind of not as popular as he used to be, but he made a video about them when I was in college, and I read the Sandman and I loved it. And so I don't think I have like as big of a connection with him as some people do, but it's horrific, and we feel for the victims for sure, which is 100%. Crazy. I could tell about the movies that I've seen recently.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've seen A Complete Unknown with Timothée Chalamet. It was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. I then watched I'm Not There, which was good. The kind of where 6 different actors are all Bob Dylan.
Right.
Then I also watched No Direction Home, Bob Dylan, which is the Martin Scorsese documentary.
Yeah.
I didn't like that one as much. But honestly, it was kind of like a Bob Dylan month. And then I watched Peppermint Soda, which is a film that I watched for my French movie class that I'm in with the Athenaeum, which is a lot of fun.
You're in a French movie class.
Yeah, we do it. It's once a month. Tess and I, my fiance, we do that. It's all over Zoom. It's like a Brown faculty teaches it. And it's cool. It's like mainly a lot of older people. So sometimes you get kind of like insane takes. I think one of the craziest ones that we got recently was, I thought this girl was just a whore, said by like a 78-year-old woman. And I was like, okay.
She was a whore.
She was a whore.
Not my kid. But it's been fun. Peppermint Soda was different. It was interesting. I now really want to try Peppermint Soda.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds
like
good.
Neon green in the movie, which
Ooh,
I don't know if I would have expected Peppermint Soda to be.
Like in the Reanimator?
I don't know the reference, but maybe.
The movie The Reanimator?
No, I have not seen it.
Well, you don't know of it?
No.
Well, it's H.P. Lovecraft's story, Reanimator, and it is... I'll think of it randomly. Sorry.
We'll have to. What have you watched recently? I know with fatherhood,
it's been difficult.
It's a little bit like
restarted. Raised by Wolves.
Okay.
2 episodes into that.
You Blu-rayed that one.
It's only the Australian Blu-ray is region free.
Oh.
It was never released on Blu-ray in the US. And it's a Max original, and as we all know, Max is just nixing all the originals and unoriginals at this point.
Yeah.
It's truly dog shit.
Yeah, server space is too expensive.
Yeah, we need more nonsense reality shows on Max. That's why.
MILF Manor.
Is that a real show?
That's a real show.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, but I've seen it on Twitter.
Wow.
It's around.
So I've been rewatching Raised by Wolves, and it fucking delivers, guys.
Is this with the robots or the aliens?
They're androids, yeah. So it's Ridley Scott directed the first 2 episodes, I think. He produced it. Have you seen Raised by Wolves?
I have not.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, it is so.
And it was on Max, but now it's no more. So it's like
it was like one of the original Max original shows.
Before it was like HBO.
Before Discovery purchased it, when they made like hacks too. Like those are like the first slate of Max originals.
Oh, interesting.
It's so good. It's like. Yeah, like I'm a big fan of it.
I might have to borrow the Blu-ray then when you're done, because I would love to watch it, and I'll watch it in a timely manner.
It goes like 0 to 60, and I love it. And then I watched Anora.
Yes, we're talking about it a little bit before we started rolling.
Yep, which I loved.
It's just got on a streaming service.
It just got on
Criterion as well.
High Seas.
Oh, the High Seas.
Yeah.
I see. Maybe that's why. I was on my Plex and I saw it there and I was like, hey. Yeah. I'm waiting for the Brutalist to magically appear on the Plex.
Yeah.
That's what I'm very excited for. But
that's not, the Plex is fair game. You're not out there. You're not putting on the iPad.
It's not even my server. It's my friend's brother's server.
Yeah.
So shout out.
You're just like, oh, look at this treasure I just stumbled upon.
Exactly.
So I watched Anora, which I loved. And that also felt like a great feat of convincing my wife to stay up late enough to watch said movie.
Yeah. And was it worth it in her mind?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. But it was just, it was nice. It was like, I miss like movie date night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I've been watching, just like hockey, and that's about it.
Cool.
Football.
And the Bills.
Go Bills.
I was going to say, I feel like
go Bills.
Assuming you've been watching football.
I've been watching, the Bills.
kind of placing this episode recording in time. Earlier today, David Lynch, or at least the announcement earlier today, David Lynch passed away.
R.I.P.
And
R.I.P.
I like to have something thematically relevant to the episode as we're doing it. I don't have my full collection here that has most of my favorite David Lynch movies. The only David Lynch movie I do have is 1984's Dune.
Wow.
Nice.
I should say the only one I have here.
Too, no less.
Oh yeah. Anyway, yeah, that sucks. Sad.
Really sad.
Legit
Really
sad.
I had to listen to the Twin Peaks soundtrack. Expose the boy to it.
Yeah.
He liked it.
I need to watch Twin Peaks. It's one of those that I've not
Oh
seen.
my god.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I know. There's so many
Really
things I got to
good.
get on.
Yeah. You posted something. We didn't confer about this in advance. I also posted a David Lynch thing on my story
Yeah, I
on
feel like
Instagram.
the three of us all have done a little tribute, which is really like a nice thing.
Yeah. Lynch is probably like has challenged me the most as a viewer of film. Like I probably have one of the movies I love the most, and then one of the movies I hate the most. He's both made.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
What are the two?
I love Fire Walk with Me.
Uh-huh.
I kind of hate Inland Empire, and I think
I also love Inland Empire, but
I don't love
it's a
Inland
tough
Empire.
hey.
I just I don't know. Maybe
I am compelled by performances and people
I love
holding
Laura
the screen.
Dern.
So
I love Laura Dern.
Maybe I overrated because of Laura
I'm
Dern.
very similar. That's like a good point. I think that's like why some people who have not been liking A Complete Unknown, it's like I'm not like super interested in like what a movie's trying to say. It's like I was like drawn into the world, and I think that can really sway me for liking a movie.
But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say Inland Empire is
I wouldn't say it's
my
the one I
favorite.
hate the most.
I like
but,
Fire Walk with Me more, for sure.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I don't know. I just also like. Yeah, I just feel like as I've grown, I've appreciated David Lynch more than maybe any other director.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ugh,
And he's a funny guy.
funny guy.
one of kind.
Yeah.
Great
My
hair.
friend
An original.
had his kid this morning. It's up 4 a.m.
Oh wow.
So I sent the message being like,
Hey.
welcome back, David Lynch.
Oh, that's good.
It's like-
That's good. Was I the first one to tell you? Did I break the news to you?
You did break the news to
Damn,
me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Patrick, you said this is your wife's comfort movie, correct?
No, she just likes it.
She
a lot.
likes it. She watches
We watched it again. She's like, it's much sillier than I remember.
I think
It's so
if anyone
silly.
has to do the 1 minute plot summary, it's Patrick.
No,
Because I
no,
feel like
no, I don't
I
want to do the plot summary.
because I feel like you know it. You've seen it more
No,
than once, correct?
no, I don't want to do the plot summary. You should do the plot summary
Hello.
because you've not seen it before.
Okay,
You're fine.
I'll hop in and can I do the 1 minute plot summary?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Real quick. I have seen this movie before.
I have seen this movie before.
I have not seen this movie before, but I was a fan of the comics, and I
Okay.
had seen the short-lived NBC TV show
Right.
that had existed
And
at one
it's a
point.
DC.
It's a DC property,
Okay.
Vertigo DC
Vertigo
comic.
DC,
yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Originally written by Alan Moore, like I think created the character. And as I share with Patrick, Alan Moore has claimed he has met John Constantine twice.
There are 4 people that have claimed to have met John Constantine since. I think there's John. They're pulling our legs.
It's a bit. It's
So
a
let's-
good
okay.
bit.
So, okay, 1 minute summary. Ready,
Okay.
go.
The movie starts off with the worst font choice I had ever seen for a movie. Let's just be honest. That like took me out of the movie. You couldn't get like some crazy graphic font of like the spear. Was it the Spear of Destiny?
Yeah.
The Spear of Destiny's been missing since World War II. You had to do that in like Calibre. I didn't like that. So the movie starts off with in Mexico, these 2 Mexican men are digging through a pile of trash or something like that.
Sure.
And they find a Nazi flag, and in it, the Spear of Destiny. And the guy who takes the Spear of Destiny, which is the spear that pierced the side of Jesus Christ, and apparently that's what killed him in this movie's lore. He gets hit by a car, the guy survives, and then he's like starts walking off into the distance.
Kind of say I'm Catholic. I know that's what killed him.
I'm just like, for those of you who don't know.
Bringing a lot of Irish energy already.
So from there, John Constantine is a exorcist, sorcerer, con man extraordinaire, cigarette smoker aficionado, border patrol. We could talk about that. He
Or I'll have to deport you.
he exorcises a young woman and he's talking about how there's more and more demons in the world.
10 seconds.
And well, I've been interrupted a few times, so I feel like that's got to be. He
The
then
Rex checking his watch.
meets
He's added 2
Rachel
minutes.
Weisz. Rachel Weisz's sister commits suicide. From there, they have an adventure of trying to bring in Satan's son Mammon into the world. Tilda Swinton's Gabriel tries to give her a C-section, and Lucifer comes and kills her. Well, prevents her from doing it, and then God kills Tilda Swinton's character, and John Constantine's lung cancer gets cured by Satan, and he is then forced to live the rest of his life, determine whether or not he can make it to heaven or hell. There's a lot going on in this movie, and it's difficult when I've got 2 critics in front of me while I'm trying to do a plot summary. Thank you.
So this is one of very few movies that we've done on the podcast that are just available on YouTube for free.
Oh,
I dusted off my DVD of this.
Nice.
download it on the Plex.
Nice.
Hell yeah,
Should have
brother.
checked YouTube.
Yeah, it's just on YouTube. The other ones we've done are very old movies that I believe are just sort of fair use at this point.
Oh, wow.
But then also just Constantine is on
Fair
YouTube.
use.
So when it started, I forgot that was the font that does the original thing. And I was like, oh, did this person like do their own like text mask on the
Yes.
beginning to get around YouTube stuff? So it's reassuring that that's how
No,
it
it's-
looks.
that's what
the
it
choice that
looked
was
like.
made.
Yeah. It's sort of like the, early thousands. It's as interesting a choice as having Shia LaBeouf play that sort of, smart ass sidekick character in the early thousands.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
I will say, I think we're all kind of so marveled out, and so we're so
Yeah, it's
superhero
the only
fatigue.
good superhero movie. I agree.
I think what's interesting is how many what I would say is like a comic book shot are in this movie, and that's what I liked. I think like Marvel has really kind of gotten away from like comic book panel shots.
Yeah,
I think the first one that I like really comes to mind is the cigarette. That he puts the cigarette like on the bed, and it's like, he's the depth of field is off, and you kind of like see the cigarette. But there's a lot of shots in the movie that's like, oh, this is like a comic book panel, and I liked that. I thought like we should get back to this kind of thing. I enjoyed that.
I'd say tonally, especially with the supporting characters, there is, I would say, more of adherence to kind of just like twitchy guys and weird characters that doesn't really exist in current comic book movies, where it's just like so grounded and everyone's using kind of winking, lampshading, Joss Whedon-esque dialogue.
Yeah.
This isn't really apologizing for what it is at all.
Exactly. It's like when Shia LaBeouf comes in, you're Papa Midnight. Like, and that's like totally serious. It's like, it's nice to see that,
Yeah. It's not quite the level of like, it's not Guillermo del Toro Hellboy.
No.
Right.
No.
Which is, I think,
Also
movie
a Nazi plot.
Yes. I was going to say, like, always a Nazi plot in the comic books, too. That's a dead giveaway for the comic book.
Dead giveaway.
The indie comic book world. But I would feel like this movie wants to be a Guillermo del Toro Hellboy-esque.
Yes.
Movie.
And this is after?
This is after Hellboy, I believe. Yeah.
Is it between his 2 Hellboys, though?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. I should probably double check that. When did this movie come out?
2005.
2005. Okay, yeah. So
I think it's right.
I think right around the second one.
We'll get to it in Big Guillermo Spring.
But that would be a good one. That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Guillermo del Spring.
It's pretty good.
But yeah, I feel like this movie wants to be like in that vein, right? Like where there's obviously some fondness for the source material. I feel like Ang Lee's Hulk does a very similar comic book panel thing.
Has actual panels.
Yes.
So
there was a scene too in this where Rachel Weisz is like, the camera tilts a little bit when I forget who she's speaking with. She's speaking with somebody, or she's like looking at somebody, and the camera tilts, and I'm just like, oh, that's very like comic booky.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a very way to like draw
Yeah.
just basic dialogue.
Easy. Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that little flare there.
Yeah. I think like too, like right at the end after he slits his wrist and like the blood is like this bright red blood, and it's like the glass broken behind him kind of looks like angel wings. And it's like, oh, this is like a panel. That's like that's like a cover of a comic book, So
Even Rachel Weisz behind that weird green glass
Yeah.
when she's like blocked by it. And I'm like, okay, yeah.
yeah. And I think that you make a really fun point, Bentley, too. It's like characters in this, the world feels alive, and it doesn't take any time like holding your hands and being like explaining who these people are to John or to the characters. It's like we all just, there's a bar that half breeds who are good and evil hang out in, and that's
Papa
like
Midnight's Club.
That's cool.
Gavin Rossdale.
And that's fine, you know? And it's like the fact that they do that is I think it's fun without making it like a big deal. It's like, oh, is this really happening right now? You know, it's like it's very serious.
I should say, since it's big Tilda Swinter, Tilda Swinton, not a starring role in this, but a pivotal role. And ultimately, maybe not like the bad guy, but sort of the driver. Yeah, sort of the driver of the plot and the reason that all the bad shit's happening.
Yeah.
So that's why it counts for this month.
Plays the angel Gabriel.
Yeah.
Yes. I made a note in I've left them at home, but my notes, her tie was straight out of 2005 with that really thick Windsor knot too. I was like, man, they don't have good tailors in heaven, I guess, you know.
If I wanted to go more conceptual with why this counts, it's like, well, I feel like the androgyny is a big part of Tilda Swinton's whole thing, and this hits on that, obviously playing Gabriel.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why it counts too. I also think it'd be remiss to go any further without saying to 2005 Rachel Weisz, hello, we're here. Let us know if you're around.
I was a big The Mummy fan.
Yeah.
That was when I saw the movie. I was like, "Oh,
agreed.
Wow, Daniel Craig, lucky guy."
Yeah,
for real. Yeah,
I really liked her in Brothers Bloom as well. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, Ryan Johnson movie.
No,
you should see it.
I should.
It's very good.
Ryan Johnson,
underrated.
Big friend of mine.
Adrian Brody, speaking of The Brutalist.
Love him.
Mark Ruffalo.
Give me some more.
You know, you kind of got Mark Ruffalo energy.
Oh man, thank you. I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, you do.
They know. He's always yelling about how they knew.
What's
Speaking
wrong
of Catholicism, Spotlight. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. I've not seen that movie.
He yells, "They knew."
Yeah, Fall River.
Yeah.
He's from Fall River?
No, the Spotlight. Fall River is
the diocese was involved.
Oh, I see. Interesting. Yeah,
the Catholic Church. It's all full circle.
I've not seen it. Yeah.
That's what the Catholic Church really does.
And then they have Gabriel shown.
Talk about the spear of destiny.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
I will say there's like, I wish that had been maybe a little bit more built out.
Yeah.
I thought that could have been, it kind of, there's moments where it really reminded me of Legion.
The TV show?
The movie with Paul Bentley.
I've not seen it.
Who plays Jarvis?
Yeah. Paul Bettany.
Yeah, have you seen it? Legion?
I've not seen Legion.
Oh my goodness.
For some reason,
this almost feels like you'd find this in a Walmart 2-for-1 pack.
Yeah.
You know?
I was gonna say, for some reason, I think my dad watched and really enjoyed all of Legion.
I saw it when I was younger, and it was fun.
Any other context for that whole thing, but he just happened to watch all of Legion and had a really good time.
Oh wow!
It's like that Aubrey Plaza. It's like, I know.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Yeah. I don't want to step on your point if he was still going. Though.
No. I was just saying, I think like the kind of, there's moments of this where the plot of Legion would have felt like it would have benefited from like maybe like the darker influence of the Spear of Destiny, and they had kind of like built out that more, because I feel like Legion, you kind of see what the demons are doing a little bit, and you're like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of comic or like graphic novel adaptations that are sort of in this micro genre of like kind of disaffected guy has to fight the demons. I didn't watch that much of Preacher, but it seemed similar.
Yeah.
I watch Preacher.
I watched a few episodes.
It seemed similar.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't speak to it more.
I mean, I feel like that's all. So you read Sandman, but have you read other like Vertigo or Image comics?
Couple Hellraiser.
They're all kind of like Hellblazer.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you're okay. They're kind of all like this. They're all. I mean, that's like they're the small imprint because they're you don't want the tight suit superhero.
Yeah,
you want the disaffected anti-hero. You know,
and it's easier to draw a suit and a priest garb and all this stuff, you know. Yeah, so I definitely can feel that. Like Preacher is like a good
even Hellboy too. Like Hellboy,
yeah.
Yeah.
What I really like about this adaptation stylistically, maybe not stylistically, but format wise. Yeah, format is, I guess, what I'm saying. Is I think this is not a new thought or an original thought, but I feel like a lot of people talking about comic book movies is like, we don't really want origin stories. Just like, drop us like this guy's mid-career, and this is just one particularly interesting week at work for him, you know?
Yeah.
I like that it's not, you know, you get the sense there's a world, he's been around a while, people know him, he's maybe closer to the end than the beginning of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Can we talk about what is the awful thing that he did? Because it sounds like he was just like tormented as a young age.
Well, he's suicide.
He tried to commit suicide.
Okay, yeah. Can we broach this? Is that awful?
Well,
and also as somebody who grew up going to Catholic school,
I also don't think it's true that you try to. I like Google. I was like, I don't think if you try to commit suicide, you always go to hell. Also, like, who can know?
Successfully did. He was dead for a couple minutes.
Right. Yeah, 2 minutes. Yeah.
Who can know the mind of
which
God?
Is a turn on.
To quote First Reform.
Yeah.
But also, like,
so yeah, there's a
couple
couple things.
Fast and loose at their catechism here.
They are.
Know, you're like,
It ties in. Then that's why the sister's such a problem.
Brit wrote this, am I right?
Yeah.
So true, man.
I
was thinking the same thing.
I think a lot of it is also like kind of playing, and it doesn't hit any of these points super hard. This one maybe gets hit medium hard, that this is sort of just like a game because God and the devil are bored.
Yes.
And so like, oh, that's the rule. Sorry. You know?
Yeah.
This sort of the vibe. And it's like, oh no, like everyone thinks your sister committed suicide, I guess, including God. So she's in hell.
I think it's funny to like your point that the priest character,
just a twitchy, sweaty guy.
Yes,
like
which is also what's interesting. This is like just a fun fact. He's also in an episode of House, and how his eyes move. That's something that the actor like has, like it's like diagnosed, and so they talk about it in House, and the fact that they used that in this movie, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
But I also like the fact that the priest was like, I tried to do it, John, but I couldn't drive him out. I need you to come in. And he's like, yeah.
He's like, I gave you something, John, didn't I?
Yeah. Like he's like as a gambling debt to John, you know, but.
Come on, John.
Yeah. He was great. I liked the scene of him like drowning. And then
it was cool.
The clerk is also like a half-breed angel. Yeah. I thought that was an interesting choice. I was like, wow. Works at a liquor store.
Bodega clerks, little known fact, are half-breed angels.
Yeah,
I think I knew that. I think I read that somewhere.
Gavin Rossdale's there too.
Weirdest casting choice.
I've never seen this guy in another movie. Is he famous?
I don't think I've seen him in any other movies either.
He is the lead singer of Bush, which a little bit less than a year ago we were talking about, like, oh, Bush is coming to play at the Providence Place Theater, and you were like, I don't know who that was, and I was like, oh, he was married to Gwen Stefani, you know, from No Doubt, and you're like, I don't think I've ever heard a No Doubt song, and I was like,
Gwen Stefani was a solo artist.
I was like, man,
Okay, so the guy who was the demon with the suit,
he's
a lead singer of a band. Oh, interesting.
Yeah. You could tell because he's got a machine head.
I don't.
He's covered in glycerin too.
Are you quoting?
These are song names. Yeah.
I'm sure if I had known the songs, they would have hit really hard.
Yeah, as long as I got Patrick,
it's pretty good. I like it.
Yeah, you could pick him out in a lineup because of the machine head that he's got.
But very weird because I haven't seen him act in anything else. I don't know if he's been in anything else, and he's not awful.
No. He's a kind of a disturbing presence.
He's a bit of a fancy lad. Is he supposed to be as Balthazar?
Yeah, but really, I totally forgot that he was in this movie.
Demons and like the real demons in life wear suit and tie, am I right?
Yeah. Amen, brother.
Yeah.
They button up that top button.
They do. That's why I keep mine loose, you know. No, I thought
that's why John does too.
Yeah. I wish I'd brought my black tie. I think I would. Who plays the devil or Satan?
Peter Stormare.
I also
from Fargo.
Him.
He was great.
Yes,
Peter Stormare's
he's also
amazing character actor.
Is he in The Big Lebowski?
He's in 1 million things.
Yeah, he's in Big Lebowski. He plays one of the nihilists.
The nihilist. Okay.
Yeah.
I liked how he calls him Luce, or what is he?
Lou.
I was like, that's a good little touch.
He's great. He's great. I forgot how good he is.
It would be tough. I was like, who are they gonna have? Who's gonna be Satan? It's like I don't want it to be like over the top. And he was like I loved the makeup around his
Makeup was
like
good. His
eyes.
The
The,
red.
the tar on his
All
feet was
white.
cool.
Ensemble and like the little white pocket square that he had. I was like, this is cool. I like this. Because you can't have the devil himself be in your movie and he be the weakest part of the movie. You know? So I liked it.
I think there's usually, I think a devil guy is kind of just like in a suit and he's got, gray streaks in his hair and he kind of has like a sort of like slimy lawyer vibe.
Al Pacino.
Al Pacino and with Keanu.
With Keanu,
Keanu,
This is also our second Keanu movie. We haven't talked about that.
Yeah.
What Keanu movie did you guys do?
Johnny Mnemonic.
Johnny Mnemonic.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
fewer dolphins in this one.
Almost zero.
It's pretty much zero. One less, but it's a big difference.
It's a huge difference. But the same type of suit. I think probably just the same suit,
Yep.
Yeah, I think this was a good showing of the devil. I think it's easy to mess
I like
that
his
up.
just kind of, he's not doing like a slimy lawyer trying to sell you thing. He's just sort of like,
He's just literally slimy.
yeah. He's kind of like playing with his food a little bit.
Yeah.
He is kind of cat-like too.
Mm-hmm.
Just vibes based. He's just sort of like having a good time. He's like, I don't give a shit about that. He's like, no, they got the Spear of Destiny. They're going to do the thing.
And he like kind of mocks him. He's like, I don't think it's the Spirit Destiny.
Yeah.
He's like, no, go check it out yourself. He's like, oh,
Take a gander.
yeah. You waited 20 years. What's 20 more seconds? Speaking of suits and Keanu Reeves movies, and I mean, it's sort of not a big takeaway and also probably not an original thought, but I didn't look up to see how many Reddit threads have mentioned this also, but probably 1 million. The meme I handmade earlier today.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's basically John Wick.
Yes.
It's great.
Yeah.
I did say
He's called John
With the bar very much like the hotel,
Yeah.
or, know.
yes, where it's like no one gets hurt in the Continental.
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
can't.
Yes.
I also said I'm thinking I'm blank about 50 times while watching this movie.
Yeah,
I'm thinking I'm gonna need to smoke again. Tess was ready to exercise
Thinking
me.
she was ready to call off the wedding. Am I right?
Really. But no, it is very John Wick vibes.
There's like 3 different characters that are basically doing an Ian McShane thing.
John Wick is very Constantine vibes. For being honest.
So true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, is Peter Stormare in the beginning of John Wick 2?
I've only seen John Wick 1, and that was enough for me, dog.
I did not like John Wick 2, so I've not seen 3 or 4. I would like to watch them because Bentley likes them.
Hurts to be so wrong.
And I think like if Bentley is gonna give him a shout out, I think I'll watch them at some point. It's fun. I think who was the guy, the B man, who was reading from the book of hell, Beeman. I thought you always need like a guy in the chair.
Yeah.
And I think this
the
was
Simon Pegg character.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna be Bill Skarsgård for a second.
I thought the devil was going to be. I misremembered the devil being a Skarsgård.
That'd be cool.
Probably Stellan in this time.
Not Bill. I'm thinking of the other guy who's married to Maggie Gyllenhaal, who's not a Skarsgård, but he's got a similar name.
Yeah, it's Peter Skarsgård.
Peter Skarsgård.
Yeah.
But
Sarsgaard?
Skarsgård.
Different, not related to.
I'm thinking I'm going to need another Skarsgård.
Peter Sarsgaard is not related to any Skarsgård.
Exactly. I thought that's who Beeman was going to be. I was like, that's like his type of role. But
that's also a classic indie comic book character. The kind of like
the guy he lives above a bowling alley. He's like got the Book of Hell.
He's got all the
like,
relics.
He's like, John, I picked this African dung beetle up for you or whatever it was. If you shake it, it drives the fallen crazy. And he's like, I'll take it. Like I need a guy like that in my life. I would also like to be somebody's guy like that, where they're like, they call me up. They're like, Brady, what do you got for me? I'm like, I got this.
Yeah.
It's classic, stuff. It's his cue, right?
Yes.
But it's just like for creepy shit.
And I would love to have like the books, and I'm just like reading the books over my flip phone.
That guy gets bugged bad though.
Yeah.
Also, how many phones does Rachel Weisz's character Angela have in her house? When all the phones are ringing, I was like, how many phones do you need, lady? Yeah. Like, you have like 5 phones.
A lot of phones. She's a busy lady. She's a cop.
Yeah.
She can only take calls at home though. She's like,
does she need to be a detective? To be clear,
so I think that's a good point. I think they just
it's unrelated.
They wrote the scene of like, I always know where to shoot, And it's like, okay, how can we make this where so she's not like a murderer?
Yeah, I feel like that's her sole reason for being a cop is to be the murderer, right? Like that to confess that she killed someone else. So apparently, like not a very good cop too. If she's using
she's
lethal
like, I shot
force.
another guy today. I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then when she was a cop, I was
Some
like,
cops
less
go
interesting.
3 years between doing a killing thing. I do one every Thursday. It's like, what's happening in your life? Like,
I also thought it was interesting that she lied to her sister. Like, I was like, oh man.
Well, she's guilty about that.
Yeah, I was like, you should go to hell for that.
It's tight.
You know.
Yeah, don't lie to your sister.
No, well, it's like, it's like when you're like your sister like does something, you're like, Mom, you like need someone to back you up, and they don't, and then your sister's like, that didn't happen.
This sounds like it's coming from personal experience. I was like,
that's like a hell offense.
Like it's
committing suicide is fine compared to that.
Like I would commit suicide if my sister did that.
My sister did that, yeah.
I will say my gripe with this movie and rewatching it is that it's obviously very muddled in the middle. And I think it's partially because why is a psychic needed? I feel like Rachel Weisz, as much as I love Rachel Weisz as an actress and an actor of film and I'm sure theater and the small screen, let's not forget. Great and everything.
Yeah.
Good in this. Character pretty weak.
I don't like it when she has an American accent, but I also agree that her character's
weak. Yeah. And Isabel, like, I don't know, it all just felt kind of like very forced. Yeah. And at the end of the movie, this is totally unrelated to the point I'm on right now. I was waiting for Rage Against the Machine to be blaring at the end when he's looking over the buildings, when they have their forced, like, are they, will they, won't they moments.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just felt like.
Also, did he never told her that her sister's not in hell, right?
Right. Yeah. She just says thank you.
As soon as I saw her, I'd be like, hey, by the way, like, I saved your sister's soul.
Yeah.
Like, a little kiss on the cheek or something, for the viewers at home,
turn into motion at his cheek,
turn into Bruce Campbell. So give me some sugar, baby.
Yes. Yeah, he's the king.
But it's like, I was like, man, I would say that probably the first, as soon as like I was like saved by God, I would be like, hey, listen, your sister's soul's not in hell, and then like we could take it. But no, I think that's a good point. That why did she need to even have powers? Like, what is a psychic in this world?
Yeah.
So
I'm not that familiar with the source material, but it has the feeling of a lot of different arcs and threads that were distilled into a fairly sleek, not super long action movie.
Yes. Like there's a big plot of him he tricks demons into curing his lung cancer. That's like a plot point in one of the comics. So like the fact that they had the devil do that, it was like similar.
I like that it's not necessarily part of John's entire plan. I like that it is a thing that the devil does spitefully.
Yeah.
To be like, I know you're going to fuck it up again.
Yeah.
I just don't really, I don't know. I just, they got the opening scene down pat with the mirror and the exorcism. Makes a lot of sense to introduce you to the characters. The ending, I think, is pretty good.
There's some goofy, like almost buddy cop sort of banter and action. Like, I'll move the car. And
like Keanu, like obviously plays disaffected or very well.
Over it.
And then the ending I thought was like very clever. Like Gabriel being the one who is facilitating Mammon, like, because you need somebody from heaven or God to sign off on it, right?
Yeah.
But it's just like, what is I guess Isabel and Angela serve the purpose of showing how John can like go to hell and like find her. And it's just weird. It just like, it felt that more than anything felt very like, okay, you want to make this like comic book movie in a way that I'm assuming the comic book maybe wasn't that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it wasn't interested in like romance of John Constantine.
Yeah.
Whereas Warner Brothers was like, we need a love interest.
Kiss Rachel.
Yeah, we better tease the audience here.
Yeah.
Well, you needed something for the sequel,
which is coming out apparently next year.
Oh, really?
Is
I'm
it
being
actually?
serious. Yes.
Okay.
It's slated to come out 2025.
I will say, like, Keanu, man, he manages to, like, get every movie. We're going to get, like, a Speed 2. Is there already a Speed 2?
There's already Speed
Is he in Speed 2?
There's
Yeah,
many
It's
speeds.
Speed 2, Speedier.
Is it actually?
No, it's not.
Cruise control.
It's good as yeah.
But he's in it?
Speed
He's
3
in
cruise
it.
Oh,
control.
wow.
It's unsurprisingly the same movie.
Like Point Break. There's going to be a new Point Break that he's in. not
Point
the-
Broken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speed 2 is cruise control, right?
I've
It's on
clearly
a
not
cruise
seen it.
ship.
Are you messing with me?
No.
These are good bits, though.
It's called cruise control. It's on a cruise ship.
I don't believe you.
Okay.
That doesn't make any sense. A cruise,
doesn't make any sense.
A cruise ship isn't fast.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be fast. It just has to not be slow.
I see.
It just has to be above a certain speed, and you got yourself a Speed sequel. What if instead of a bus with like 50 people, it was a cruise ship?
What
Like
if
a
it-
1,000.
What if it was a
He's gotta-
double-decker bus?
He's got to save all of these people.
Oh, God. Yeah.
But there is a Speed 2.
Okay.
It's called cruise control.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
Noted.
there is apparently Constantine 2, spring 2025 is when it's slated to be released.
I'll watch it.
Which I'm not so sure though, because if like Warner Brothers,
I'm throwing this.
Warner
I'm gonna
Brothers
quick
feels
Google.
like they would not be the company to be like, yeah, we could leave that on YouTube.
Right?
Yeah, they seem like
I
they
don't
would be
know.
all on like, you know.
I hope the Constantine 20 years later sequel is as meta and rude to Warner Brothers as Matrix Resurrections was.
Still haven't seen that, but
It's very meta and very rude to Warner Brothers.
I liked everything I read about it. I put it that way.
I had a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love all the Matrix movies though.
Yeah.
So
I like
that's just me.
1. Yeah. I was waiting for the end of this movie for like Rage Against the Machine to fucking come on. And, like
That'd have been cool.
him to jump off the building, go to hell.
Wings like fly come out of his back.
brother.
We could have punched this movie out.
Yeah, he gets Gabriel's wings.
Yes.
Yes.
Now he can fly
Yeah.
like Chaz.
Chaz.
Oh, did you not watch the end of the credits?
Oh no.
Okay, so that's why I was joking about teasing a sequel, because there's an end credit scene where he goes to Chaz's grave, and as he's walking away, Shia LaBeouf pops out of it, has angel wings, and then flies away. Because it was.
Is that real?
I did not watch the end credit scene.
I didn't think
Do
there
we
would
need
be
to
an
pull it
ad.
up on YouTube?
Our entire kind of Bentley, you have our entire being in the palm of your hands right now. Because
If this is fake,
that's kind of
we'll never be on the pod again.
Okay, like I said, it's on YouTube.
My
I can just pull it
integrity,
up on
my
the
integrity
TV.
is at risk
I've
right
seen
now.
so many things on
YouTube
YouTube,
is
though.
not Netflix, Bentley.
I know. I'm trying to make it go back, but it's not. It's not responding because
Is
it
this
wants
a
me to
Roku
look
TV? I
stupid.
missed the Roku City.
I love Roku City.
missed
I like Roku Spaceship, and so does
Roku City got destroyed by those kaiju, right?
So does Linus loves the spaceship. So
Godzilla is in Fortnite right now, by the way. Speaking of kaiju.
oh hell yeah! Is that the month? Is it Godzilla month in Fortnite?
Yeah,
Really?
it is. Yeah,
Is Mothra in it?
yeah.
Hell yeah!
That's
He
a
hasn't- he
full
hasn't-
movie, 11 million views. They really should take it down.
Yeah. Who put this up?
Are you gonna
it's
fast
like-
forward to the end of the?
Yes.
We actually have to rewatch the movie.
No,
you
you
can
gotta wait for
Google-
2 hours.
Shia LaBeouf end credit scene. That's fine. Not a big
Fine.
deal.
No, we're doing this.
It's fine.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. Yeah.
It goes fast enough.
I'm not worried. This is good.
I'm
I,
not worried.
I'm interested in what the most replayed scenes are.
I want you to keep this in the pod too.
Yeah.
You cannot edit this out.
So the most replayed scene happens here because I think to get around copyright infringement, it pauses for like 5 seconds. And so technically it's a different file, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't care.
I've only watched one movie on YouTube, and that was with my fiance's dad, and I don't think he realized we could have watched it anywhere else. And it was like,
What movie was it?
it was Waterloo.
That's awesome. Oh, here we are.
It was a
You're
good
not
movie, though.
lying.
I did like the movie.
So we are currently watching the YouTube.
So Chaz
version
did
of-
die. That I feel like,
Chaz,
yeah, he gets
Chaz
slammed.
died.
yeah, but I didn't think that killed. him.
leaving. Keanu's leaving a match lighter. It's kind of
Gold.
sick. I wouldn't leave that on a
Yeah, I
grave.
wouldn't leave that either.
Yeah, and it seems like they didn't film this scene with Shia LaBeouf and they added him later because Keanu Reeves doesn't really react like there's a whole human person there. Well, half human. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like no one says anything to anyone. It feels like Keanu's playing it like he just looks back, not like he looks back and sees Chaz fly away.
It's true.
And that's the end of the movie.
That's pretty crazy. I'm glad I didn't see that.
Yeah. Also, do you think Shia LaBeouf is going to be in the sequel?
No.
Why not?
He's too busy doing reasons too.
Holier.
Come fill this hole.
He's a half angel now, so that would actually work. Holier.
Yeah.
Boom. That was good. Dude.
That was the pun, dude. Thanks for coming to the pod.
No. I wasn't thinking of it that way, so this was good. This felt like blown out.
See,
you know?
It was too smart. I needed to explain it.
No, I'm glad you did. I'm really glad.
Thanks for
no,
coming.
I think if Shia LaBeouf is in it, it would.
He's not gonna be in it,
dude. Yeah, there's a trailer for Constantine.
No,
too.
that's like AI. I've seen it. It's fake. That's
really?
not real. Yeah, that's not real.
There's fake trailers for
there's
everything.
Like director for it.
No,
Francis Ford Coppola is gonna direct it after Megalopolis.
Is it Francis? We haven't mentioned Francis Lawrence directed
December
this film.
2024, officially greenlit.
Okay. Or you think they're
first
like
trailer on YouTube, dude? I'm telling you.
How can it be greenlit? They're not even going to post production, and they have a trailer for it though, or pre-production.
They filmed the trailer after with the end credits.
This
sequence.
is like when they released the Batman
dude, it's
trailer.
Just AI.
It was like the Batman trailer, and the movie was like 25% done.
This is a legit trailer, though.
I'm sure it's like clips from real movies, but I don't think it's a legit trailer.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
For our sake, I hope it's real, but I don't think so.
I think it might be real.
It was reported on IGN that the producer claimed that there was a finished script in September. So.
I like to think Keanu doesn't need the money and he just does it for the love of the game. You know?
Everybody needs the money, though.
I think
it's about sending a message.
Yeah,
Sorry.
It's not about the money.
That's a pretty good Heath Ledger Joker. That's pretty good.
About sending a
we
message.
each take turns doing a Heath Ledger Joker. That's just what the hot pot comes to.
My father was a drinker and a fiend.
I'm just do this.
Yeah.
So good.
I feel fucking tapped right now, guys.
I don't remember the whole line, but something about pooches. He says pooches at one point when he's stealing the pooches, the dogs from the Russians.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, does he?
Pooches, they work for me now. I don't think he says that because they're dogs.
And
But it's in the same scene
he's
where
like
he burns the money.
gesticulating with the gun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Great movie. Better
Back on Chris Nolan again.
than this movie.
Not as good of a superhero movie as Constantine, though.
Definitely not. Definitely
No.
not like there's not a lot of comic book shots in that
movie,
movie.
No, there's just heat
No.
with
Which
characters,
There's
like
more
with
of
cartoon
a-
characters.
More of a mystery to solve for Constantine than for Batman in most Batman adaptations.
Yeah.
yeah.
Aside
Except for the
from
Robert Pattinson Batman. Speaking of
I
kind of
love
starting
that.
in
Our
media
bats.
res, I like how we didn't get a whole backstory of the Batman
He's like a few years into it,
year 2.
and he doesn't have much of a life outside of Batmaning.
Yeah.
You get it. You don't need to see the Waynes die again.
I'm not interested in the Wayne's dying, you know?
No.
Seeing the Mask of Zorro.
Yeah. That's why Lego Batman also starts in the right place.
I've not seen Lego
Not seen
Batman.
Lego Batman.
Oh,
That's
it's
my,
good.
Seen the Lego movie.
That's my Batman blind spot.
It's good.
I remember watching Batman and Robin when I was a kid, and I remember thinking it was really cool.
Dude, I remember having a big first crush, Alicia Silverstone.
It's really, I think
I talked about that on the pod. Yeah.
I had a Batman and Robin poster on my wall, and it was mostly because of Alicia Silverstone.
Hell yeah,
I
brother.
don't know, who did she play?
She played
Batgirl. Yeah.
Oh yes, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I back then I didn't know names.
She doesn't
I just knew
get-
Batman.
She does not get paralyzed. That would not fit in the tone of that film. She just stays Batgirl the whole time.
That'd be crazy. That honestly,
doesn't turn into Oracle. No.
That would be kind of crazy.
yeah.
Would not fit in Schumacher's Bat world.
Can we talk about going back to Hellblazer, John Constantine? You know, so the character of John Constantine in the comics modeled after Sting.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves doesn't look like Sting.
Black hair.
What do we
I
think of
didn't
that?
know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why he has that bat that he's carrying around.
What do we think of?
Wait,
what?
Sting the wrestler, not the musician, right?
No, the musician.
No, the musician.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought you meant like
Not
I was
Sting,
like,
not
wait, is this
the
another
Stinger,
joke?
not
I'm not
Stinger.
getting?
WCW
The
Sting.
bat. You're thinking about the Crow.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I feel like
Sting modeled his look after the Crow.
very blatantly, and then I was like, and then I guess the comics then tried to take it back.
No.
Oh, okay. That makes
No,
more
Sting.
sense.
Sting from the Police.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
that's
who-
fun.
Speaking of Dune,
Speaking of Dune,
so yeah,
no images.
interesting. I remember at the time, my brother, who was a fan of Hellblazer and Sandman, was pretty upset, even though he's a big Keanu fan. Was
He
upset.
didn't look a little bit more like
they
Sting.
They didn't pick somebody who looked more like Sting.
It would have been cool. Keanu,
Also, John Constantine is British.
He's British?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he looks like Sting.
I did like they did the smoking.
Yeah.
Where's the trench coat? You know?
Yeah. He has a sport coat.
Yeah. He always wears his trench coat, and I wish he would have been British though.
Yeah. It would have. I think like.
You could take a British guy and put him in LA. Like they got planes and things.
Yeah.
you
Nothing.
know?
Nothing against. Nothing against Keanu.
No, of course not.
I like Keanu.
Longtime listener of the show.
Yeah, I like him just like anybody else does, but I would have liked to have seen. I don't know. You don't have to be 100% faithful to the comic, but I think you could
Do a little something.
You could have done a little
Do a
bit
little
more.
something.
Yeah, you could have.
Also in the comics, he can do magic, like actual magic.
Yeah, he doesn't just have like a.
And he's like supposed to be a con man. I feel like I don't think I could get conned by Keanu ever.
no.
too genuine.
He leaned a little bit heavy in the "I'm not even supposed to be here today" vibe, or like
Yeah.
I'm too old for this.
Just wants
shit.
out.
Yeah,
Just want out.
I want to go to heaven.
Yeah.
But I can't. I want to kill myself, but I can't because I won't go there.
And then people keep asking him if he's back, and now, yeah, he's thinking he's back.
Yeah.
That happens a couple
thinking
times.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I agree. I wish they had leaned a little bit more into that look too.
Yeah, it's interesting because there has been an adaptation with a blonde dude, that
Which was not
looks
very
more like-
good. He also didn't smoke.
You know who would be a
Thanks,
great
NBC.
I was going to ask. So, who would you cast as Constantine then?
going back to Legion? He'd make a
He
pretty.
would be good.
He'd make a good. He's British.
He's British.
Blonde.
He's-
He's wafy.
We could that hair would spike up real nice.
You think that's
You think that's slicked back?
that's pushed back? Yeah. No, he would have been a good. Have you seen the tennis movie he did with Kirsten Dunst?
have.
Yeah, he's got that little. He's got a little bit.
He's
of
got a vibe.
Oh, Paul Bettany?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He'd be
I
a
think
good
he
one.
could do it.
Yeah, I mean, he's like 70.
Yeah, but this was 20 years ago now.
Oh, okay,
so
gotcha,
he would have
gotcha.
been.
Is he
like-
70 now?
I don't know. He's old.
No,
he's
he's not.
old.
He's like 50 something now.
He's can't. I don't know.
Paul Bettany?
Yeah.
Tess didn't know George Lucas was 80. She's like, how old is he? I was like, he's like 80.
Okay, Paul Bettany's 53. He's
Yeah,
been
I'm telling you.
he's been acting for a long time.
Can you imagine if he was?
Imagine
He's a
having
very
a podcast and thinking he's 70.
Oh,
He's
my
a
God.
very austere actor that in the last 20 years has mostly appeared under layers of prosthetic red makeup. So I don't know how old he
So
is.
true. Or just a disembodied voice while
Yeah.
he cleans up Tony Stark's pee.
He was super pale in Da Vinci Code, and I thought that aged him. And then he's been a timeless android ever since.
He would have been a good Constantine. Maybe.
He would have. I'm trying to think of who I would want. Like the British is like throwing me. You know, like I like to get like a grimy British actor like that. You know,
Who's the guy from The Replacements, the kicker?
you tell me, man.
God, what's his name?
Speaking of Keanu.
Yeah, hell yeah. There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, the guy who's just like
You know what I'm talking
chain
about.
smoking
Yeah,
and is
yeah.
British.
Exactly.
Yeah, that guy.
Um,
Again, he also has to probably have aged out now.
yeah, he would have aged out. Yeah, but he would have made a.
I don't
He
know.
also
really-
plays Lucifer in Little Nicky. Look, we're all making all sorts of
There's
connections.
no, it's
Keanu's
tough
like-
because there's
Lucifer's
just like, I feel like the, drug skinny British guy with an edge is sort of doesn't
Daniel
exist
Craig would be
anymore.
pretty good.
You know who it would be good?
Yeah, it's all guys who were young in the 90s.
Johnny Lee Miller.
Right.
Train Spotting. He's also great in the TV show Elementary, where he plays Sherlock. I love that show.
Drug skinny Ewan McGregor also.
Yes, I think.
but yes,
you get,
Johnny Lee
you get
Miller.
a Johnny Lee Miller in there.
Yeah.
It's of hackers. His hair, where it's like that bleach blonde hair.
In Elementary, I'm assuming he wears a trench coat at some point, right?
He was. Yeah, I think that's a good one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's British. I follow him on Instagram. He's a firefighter now.
Is he really?
He doesn't act really anymore. He just does.
Just fighting fires?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Is he Scottish? Would he be upset about being called British?
Oh, I don't know if he's.
I'm just assuming that.
I always love that clip of Ewan McGregor where he's like filling it out, where he's like,
no, he's an English actor.
Nationality, American. And people in Scotland are freaking out. Oh, Scotland's not good enough for him. I love that. That's like one of my favorite clips.
Yeah, Johnny Lee Miller is English, right? Yeah. I just said I always with the train spotting.
He's married to Angelina Jolie. Can't beat
British
that.
is whatever,
he was married.
Anyway.
Yeah, he's not anymore.
Yeah.
I mean,
also Michelle Hicks, he was married to.
I think he's just single.
Now he's just married to the firefighting line.
Yeah, I would like to meet him. I would like to say, hey, man, I really liked you in Elementary and Hackers.
Hell yeah.
I've actually sent him DMs on Instagram. I won't lie.
Did he really?
Yeah, well, because like we started watching when COVID was like peak. And I was like, hey, man, just so you know, this show's really been helping me out through some hard times. And he didn't respond.
He didn't respond?
No,
That's
I don't
crazy
blame him.
that he
That's so
didn't respond.
mean.
He's a longtime listener of the show, so maybe he'll check
That's
his
so
DMs
mean.
now.
I can't believe he didn't respond.
Long time enemy of the show, more like.
Yeah.
You won't respond to random DMs.
Yeah, exactly.
Complimenting him.
You won't try to get on the pod.
Ideally, what would he have responded saying?
Thanks, mate.
That's perfect.
Dude, Layer Cake, Daniel Craig would be a good one.
That would be a good one. I like layer cake.
I think that type of guy
You
is
can't have his
not
wife
around
in there,
anymore,
though,
I suppose.
Yeah,
he'd
maybe. Freak out if his wife tried to commit suicide. This is stupid. I've seen him play Macbeth, Daniel Craig.
Oh, nice.
All right.
IRL.
He was
Like
nice.
just in the street?
No, he was on Broadway.
Okay.
It was on Broadway.
He just started doing Macbeth.
Yeah.
These British actors.
Yeah, he was Macbeth. He was pretty good.
Okay.
What I really like about I've said before, I like action movies that have a very defined parameters that are almost like a sport or just sort of like a linear progression of levels or something. And this is sort of just like, there is a bit of a mystery and some backtracking, I guess, but it's kind of just like there's mini bosses and then a boss and then he's got to beat the last guy.
It's true.
It's got to, I don't know. I like when action movies are set up like that.
Yeah.
We should maybe talk about Tilda Swinton in this. Very young. I forgot how young Tilda Swinton is in this one. Also, the classic Tarantino-esque shot of her foot on Keanu Reeves' neck.
Yeah.
I was like, Tarantino probably likes this flick. Am I right?
These Celestials don't wear shoes.
It's
just messed up.
Yeah, I forgot how when we were thinking about what movie to pick for this month, I was looking at her filmography and I forgot like how late she actually like broke on to the scene.
Yeah, she is like pretty old, like in this. Like,
she's already mid-40s in this movie.
Yeah, but that's like this is like the start of her career.
Yeah, totally.
And I was like, oh wow, I feel like she's kind of one of those actresses that's been around forever.
Yeah,
but
apparently she's like really like anti-COVID.
Oh yeah, she's kind of gone.
And so
she's got some stuff.
She's got really bad long COVID, I guess, and can't remember her lines. And she's like, but she's like fine with it. So.
Yeah.
But this is before COVID existed. So
also, I was telling Bentley about the whole Immortal one where she's like messaged, I forget which, an Asian comedian, where she was like, I'm Tilda Swinton. I could play an Asian person. Like, she's like, you're cool with
only
it, right?
ScarJo can do that.
And Emma Stone.
Emma Stone plays an Asian person?
In Aloha, she plays Pacific Islander. So.
Oh, does she really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
So yeah, was it a Golden Globes a few years ago where she was in attendance and someone mentioned like white women playing Asians and she yelled, "I'm sorry" from the audience.
Oh, really? I don't remember that.
She's got a sense of humor about it.
This is around the whole same time. Like there was a whole thread that came out where the person was like, yeah, Tilda Swinton messaged me and was like, I get a pass, right? I'm Tilda Swinton after all.
No way.
Yeah, I can't believe you guys haven't heard
Honestly,
about
good
this.
for her.
Yeah,
For
well, I
just
have because we talked about it.
just being so brazen. It's like it gives us a little juice for the podcast, but kind of a strange thing, Tilda Swinton. I honestly don't really. I was scared of her in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe for so long.
Margaret Cho is who she. Sorry,
Margaret Cho's in.
Margaret Cho is a comedian.
Been around forever.
She
Plays,
was in something. I watched her in something recently.
Did you do a 30 Rock rewatch recently? Because she plays
No, it was a movie.
the Kim Jong-il in 30 Rock.
Oh no, I've not seen that.
Yep.
That's crazy.
It's very funny.
Wow.
Anyway,
Sorry, continue.
this movie.
You were a little afraid of Tilda Swinton because of
The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Chronicles of Narnia.
Yeah, she was very scary in
Not
that.
seen those movies.
The first one's kind of cool.
Speaking of Christian Catholic,
I actually talked about this with Mandy today at work. I was talking how I had never read. I'd only read the first two, and I was rereading. I was reading them last year, and I didn't finish them, but I'm going to. And
yeah,
they are Christian, but they're not like. He's also not Catholic, by the way. He's Anglican, but
those Brits.
I know. See, J.R.R. Tolkien was pissed. He was like, "You should be Catholic," and he's like, "No, I'm going to become Anglican." And Tolkien was like, "Damn it, lost a good one.
yeah.
Lost another one."
What point were you doing?
What?
What were we talking about?
The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Being
That's
afraid
one-
of
yeah.
being afraid of Tilda Swinton because of Lion, Witch, and the
Yeah.
Wardrobe.
I think that's fair. She's very chilling in that. No pun intended.
Yeah, no kidding. And I saw it when
Shout
I
out
was
to
I
Mr.
was so
Thomas.
young, and then she kills Aslan, and I was like, oh my god, anyone who can
He's on
kill
the move.
Aslan is bad. That's
I've not seen those.
the lion,
Yeah.
the titular lion, in fact.
Yeah. That's when my sister references a lot. Speaking of, like in Constantine, it's like, what did he do that was so bad that just like God's like, you don't get it anymore. And like with, I think eventually in Narnia, some of the main characters die in like a train accident, and it's implied it's like because they wore makeup or something.
Oh, I don't.
Because it's like weird. It gets into like weirdly Christian moralizing.
I haven't read that book yet. I haven't got that far. I'm only on book 3, so no one's died.
Oh,
because
sorry, spoiler alert.
No one's died because they
Remove it from your Libby account. You know.
I know it is on my Libby.
Canceled. 100 years later.
Yeah,
Found dead in a ditch.
Oh man.
Speaking of canceled, they just stopped making those movies, right? Who is that? Is because they didn't make all of them.
No,
they made
I think
like
they're gonna
Prince
read their,
Caspian.
Greta
'cause
Gerwig
Gerwig's
is
supposed
set to
make them
direct
now,
some.
too. That's fine.
I don't need that.
I don't need that.
Do something else. I love her, so
Yeah, I would love Greta Gerwig to not direct a fantasy movie.
But I
or
agree.
another children's doll movie.
Tilda Swinton keeps working. You know, it's good. So
does.
as a person, maybe not a fun hang, but as an actor, really.
Maybe
interesting presence.
maybe Tilda Swinton was a fun hang like 30 years ago,
I like
20
her
years ago.
in French Dispatch.
She's getting a French Dispatch.
Yeah.
She's the one that's like giving a talk.
Yes.
She is her frame.
She's the CPS or Child Services, right?
Yeah, social services.
Social. Oh no, not French. I'm thinking of
Moonrise
Kingdom.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Then Moonrise
French
Kingdom.
Dispatch. What is she in?
She's like with
She's
Which bit?
the
Which-
the
first
painting.
the first painting.
Oh, that's a
bits.
good one.
She's
Yeah.
she's
Benicio del
giving
Toro
a
one?
lecture, so
That's
she's
right.
mostly see her like across the auditorium.
That's right.
And then she has like the nude photograph.
Yeah,
of
she
her.
does
She's
like
like,
a
how did
nude
that get in there?
photograph.
And she like leaves it for a beat, and then
Yeah.
she goes to the next line.
She's weird in Okja. Have you seen?
She's Weird Noksha and Snowpiercer with the teeth.
Oh, Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer's a
Now
good one.
that's a Tilda
Two Bong
Swinton.
Joon-ho movies.
That's a flick. All right.
Yeah,
I like that movie.
that we could have done Snowpiercer.
Oh, but we've all
Well, I
seen
guess
it.
we've all seen Snowpiercer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if we wanted to get Bong in, new Bong in like 2 months, we'll see.
I've also been really ruminating over my ratings and what I was going to
You could do Bong Joon Ho for June.
Oh my God, that's so good.
Oh, that's really good.
That's so
really good.
good.
I was trying to think of like what was the actor we talked about before? Del Toro. I was like
Benicio del Toro.
Benicio.
I was trying to think of like
Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo. Like I was trying to do like an October pun of that. But
Or we do Benicio and Guillermo del Toro movies, and it's like Del Toro month.
Hell yeah.
oh,
I like that.
Del Toro.
The months aren't that
Del
long,
Tocto-
though, so it would just have to be like a couple by each of them. I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, but
Anyway. So, yeah, Tilda Swinton, she's an actor. I like
she
her.
is. Yeah.
Seems like maybe a weird hang. But we recently talked about her 1 or 2 scenes in The Killer that are really good.
Yeah.
And you didn't like The Killer? Who didn't like The
liked
Killer?
it just fine.
Okay.
Like,
I
it
thought
was
someone
fine.
didn't.
It was like mid-Finch.
I like
Mid-Fincher.
throwing it on because it's
Mid-Finch?
quick. It's like a quick Fincher, and it's like a fun, and I like Michael Fassbender in that movie.
I like
I
Fassbender
like
too.
Fassbender a lot.
Their scenes, I guess it's really just the one scene, right? Together.
Speaking of a comic book movie,
Yeah.
I read that comic when it came out.
I wanted to. I've got it.
Yeah.
I've got it on Libby.
This doesn't have to make the podcast, but Fassbender makes me think of Soderbergh because he's in a new Soderbergh movie. And there's like 2 Soderbergh movies out in the next like 80 days.
So that's
Oh, wow.
Isn't he retired still? It's a joke.
I guess.
Because he did retire and then he unretired and then he just keeps making movies.
Because he just wanted to drive cars and be married to Alicia Vikander, and I get it.
He's married to Alicia Vikander.
Yeah.
I don't know who Alicia Vikander is.
She's
Ex Machina. She's the robot in
she's the
that.
robot.
She won an Academy Award for Danish Girl.
Okay.
She was in Green Knight.
she's in Green Knight.
Gotcha.
Fourth favorite movie of all time.
She was in the TV sequel / adaptation of Irma Vep.
And she's
Gotcha.
Lara Croft
Fucking rocked.
in the
Yes,
Tomb
she
Raider
was
movies.
the new Lara Croft, where McNulty from The Wire plays her dad
Yeah.
in like a crazy wig.
Have you seen McNulty play Jigsaw in the Punisher Warzone movie?
I've not seen
Have you
Punisher.
seen-
I've heard Punisher Warzone low key good.
It is low-key good.
Okay, I've heard.
I've not seen it.
It doesn't pull any punches. It is what the character is, which is just like, you want to see this guy kill a bunch of dudes?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Like John Wick almost.
Yeah.
Speaking of John Wick,
Speaking of John Wick,
basically the same
Constantine.
movie as Constantine.
I've got my rating.
School on a scale of 0.5 to 5 on any scale of your choosing, what would you give the 2005 Francis Lawrence film Constantine?
Patrick, you go first.
Oh, God. I'm going to be very unoriginal. I'll give it 3 packs of cigarettes before the age of 15.
That's good. That's good. I'm going to give it 3.5 loose neck black ties.
It's good. I'll keep the trend and just like ascend sort of to heaven before the devil grabs your lungs and pulls the cancer out. And I'll go 4.
4.
What was the thing?
Dude.
Guy,
Oh,
the
like cricket box or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
4 cricket boxes out of 5.
Nice.
Good film. I had a fun time.
It's
That's all I need.
I
Sometimes.
also could have gone with 4 tarry black hands, or
Those are
3.5 tarry black
You
hands.
could have gone with 3.5 $200 shirts.
I could have.
That's good.
Wow.
Yeah.
We did it.
We did it.
What does he yell at Johnny Mnemonic? His shirt's pressed.
Yeah.
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 This guy could have said that.
And it would have felt totally normal.
Would have felt totally
Felt
normal.
in character.
The question we've established for Big Tilda Swinter is, if a movie was made about your life, what part would Tilda Swinton play?
Wow.
But it can also be anything.
100% be one of the professors when I was in a PhD program.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just like Crystal Bartolovich, Google her. That's who Tilda Swinton would play.
Okay.
I would say she'd be one of like my police, like lieutenants when I was a
That's
police
a good one.
officer.
She could do that.
Because she would have the wacky kookiness of that
Yeah.
place she would have fit right in.
What about you?
I feel like, so I'm trying to come up with a different one every time.
Yep.
First episode, I said she'd play David Bowie in a dream I have about David Bowie.
Nice.
This time I'll say she's like maybe like a kooky neighbor's
Researcher that you work with in Washington, D.C. Sorry. Just don't see her. Just end of an email thread.
Yeah, that might work too.
Yeah, just like constantly
just like you've got mail.
Yeah, that works. That works.
Sorry.
that'd be good.
Yeah. So, with that said, thanks for talking about Constantine. Finally, one we've been trying to get on the pod for so long.
Forever. Pleasure to be here.
I'm glad we finally could reconvene the triumvirate.
We should do this more.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Next month is Cats.
We'll do it. We'll see you in March.
See you in March.
You're the first ones to turn down Cats. I think I'm going to have to do extra episodes because so many people want to do a Cats episode.
We'll let those people take it away.
Oh, wait, no, that wasn't the right selling point. Okay, well, hey. Thanks so much for being here, Patrick and Brady. You can find ourselves on Linktree, linktr.ee/late to the movies. We'll catch you next time. I believe the next episode is going just a couple years in the future to Michael Clayton.
Oh, great one.
Oh,
Yeah.
We'll see ya. That's Brady Moore, asshole.
go Bills.
Ooh. This is going to come out after their next game. So
I know. We'll see.